Hello. Welcome to the very first class held here on CHEFPK. We're going to be doing this on Wednesdays. Welcome in. We have a very delicious thing to make today. As most of you saw by the thumbnail, I figure, I'm an analog kind of guy. We may as well use the 4 whiteboards that I have in this house. Welcome along. I'm going to go over a few things as people are getting into chat. There's some things we have to go over before we actually make today's lunch and or dinner, depending on where you're watching from. So if you guys are here in the chat, I'm kind of monitoring it, but this is my first cooking stream in a very long time. So my goal is to not burn the house down, which I don't think we will. I took lots of notes from hanging out with onigiri, and I think we can keep up. For those of you who are entering, we are going to take this a little bit slow today. Kind of a Bob Ross vibe, if you will, because this is a cook-along. I left all the ingredients in the description of this video, so that way, if you did want to make it, you can make it with us. So welcome in, everyone. Welcome to the first class of the year. Again, trying to host these every Wednesday at 3 p.m., so if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe, bell, all that stuff. Now, the real thing that we have to talk about, very serious. There are 2 different styles of okonomiyaki. Now, most of you may not know this. I'm trying not to knock anything over. Okonomiyaki. We are making Osaka style. Here are the ingredients that we would have needed. Yes, these are in the description. If you want to see it, that doesn't look like chicken scratch, it's down below. You can see that for yourself, or you can just copy it and watch it later. I'm saying hi to everybody over there. Hey guys, hey chat, how's it going? Welcome. Appreciate you guys being here on a Wednesday afternoon with me and hanging out. This is going to be a very chill stream. Nothing crazy. We're just making food, okay? We're good? Okay. Now, okonomiyaki. This is a very big whiteboard. This okonomiyaki is Osaka style that we're making, and the reason why it's Osaka style is actually because everything is mixed together. Where are my pens? I was not prepared today. We got pens. Now, I'm going to try to draw this for you guys so you can see it. I wish I had something to prop this up on. Okay, hold on. Let's go. Hello, 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 everyone. Thanks for coming in to my, my first YouTube live stream in a very, very long time. Now, Osaka style okonomiyaki means you take all of your ingredients. These are ingredients. Yes, multiple things. You put it into this bowl, and all of these go inside the bowl. Then you take all of the ingredients that are in this bowl and you put it into one pan, or on a teppanyaki, which is kind of a flat pan, right? So that's what you would see normally on the streets of Japan, primarily in Osaka. I have a street food video that we released on the channel all about Japanese street food in Osaka, and there's a clip of that. All of this batter goes into this. Now, there is a difference that we're doing today. We are using chicken breast today. The reason for that is because I personally like chicken breast. Okonomiyaki means kitchen sink for the most part, or like have it your way. So you can make this with whatever you want, as long as you have some of the basics from over here, from this side, okay? Everybody following? This is me teaching my first culinary class. Now, this is the Osaka style. The Hiroshima style, if I can, Hiroshima, right? This style is actually the first style of okonomiyaki I had ever had. This style is more layered. So what you end up having is almost like a cake-like structure, where you might have some of your proteins on the bottom, usually vegetables here, and then you might have some more like bacon or something else on top. And then sometimes you have egg up top here. This is how I've had it. It's cooked in a way where it's not really conducive for eating out on a street for street food, but it's amazing to have in a restaurant. You can usually cut it like a cake and serve it up. So, are we kind of clear as to the style we're going to be making today? Yes, let me know. Osaka style, does that make sense? We're going to combine everything into a bowl because that's the easiest way to make this. I'm just being realistic. And for those of you who enjoy meal prepping, Osaka style okonomiyaki are actually great for meal prep. So if you want like a really high quality, high protein, savory pancake, you can have that. Now I'm gonna try to answer any questions that you guys might have in the chat before we get started, because this doesn't take too long. So I wanna make sure if you guys have questions regarding this, we can, answer those as we go along. So if you guys have questions, I do have this thing here to see all of that. I had a new laptop that I just bought and I couldn't use it for some reason. So hopefully this will do. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about as we're getting started, there's only a few things we have to prep out. Like any good chef, you should have most of your stuff prepped out. Look, I have a mouse. I'm kind of semi-professional. Let's see, does this work? Cutting board scene. I'm so happy with myself right now. I feel like a professional streamer. We have a cutting board scene. This is glorious. It just looks a little crooked, but that's okay. That's the best we're gonna get right now. So here is all of my mise en place. Mise en place for the day, or for the evening, I should say, is fairly simple. Again, all the ingredients are here, if you can see that back there on the board, but I also have all the ingredients again in the description. What you'll also see in the description is the link to my brand new cookbook, Quest for the Best Tokyo. And that's on Kickstarter live right now. And as part of that, there's one of the tiers where you can get an exclusive headband, which I'm going to be wearing throughout all these live streams. Look at this thing. Very, very proud. Wait, this camera. I designed this myself with a Naruto on the front. So let's go over the prep that we need, just in case, for those of you at home who are making this, you know that you have everything, okay? I have some diced chicken breast right here. I already pre-diced this, but again, feel free to use leftover pork. You can use just chopped bacon if you really want to. You can use beef. You can use anything you want, literally anything. Okay. Now, the next piece you'll need is cabbage. Cabbage acts as a filler, but also gives a ton of crunch, a bunch of fiber, and it gives a good consistency to your okonomiyaki. You have to have cabbage. Now, here's one thing I do want to point out on Osaka style versus Hiroshima style. Osaka style, from most of how I've had it, they usually chop the cabbage, so that's what we're going to be doing today. Hiroshima style is usually shredded, or from how I've had it. Again, you can have these however you want, so please feel free to enjoy it, play with your food, right? We always say that. Now, go back to this so we can go over the rest of it. We're going to need a couple of eggs, and now I know that the recipe only calls for 1 egg, excuse me, but the 1 egg is only for the batter, and then optionally you can put a fried egg on top as well. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Trying to make sure I'm looking at chat as well, but as you guys ask questions, I'll try to make sure I answer them. Now the next piece you'll need is some bacon. Okay, bacon to me is fantastic on okonomiyaki, adds a ton of smoky flavor to it. I have some really thick cut Kempler's bacon here, but if you can't have pork, you can absolutely leave it out. Please do not feel obligated to have bacon here. It's really, really good. I enjoy it, so please, if you can have it, enjoy it. We're gonna need 1 cup of flour. This is for our batter. We're also gonna need some salt, some black pepper, a little bit of water. This is 3/4 cups of water, or pro move, you can also use chicken stock or bone broth. Really, really good, ton of protein, okay? The last thing you're gonna need is a leavening agent. And a leavening agent in this case is actually some baking powder. Now, you don't necessarily want, in my opinion, baking powder and baking soda. The big reason is because baking powder and baking soda both essentially do the same thing. It incorporates air into whatever you're making. I don't actually like my Osaka style pancakes to be that like light and fluffy. I like them a little more dense. If you want them to be more airy, please feel free to add a 1/4 teaspoon of both baking powder and baking soda. Now with all of that out of the way, we can make these. And this is really simple. This is where the fun happens. Let's put this to the side. And thank you guys for all the kind words. Really appreciate you being here, seriously. Like I wouldn't be here without you. It's been a crazy journey here on YouTube. We're approaching, believe it or not, almost 5 years on YouTube, which is crazy to think about. So just with that kind of in mind, April is the 5-year anniversary of the channel. It's just wild. I'm just gonna grab a bowl real quick. It's insane to think that we've been here for this long. I honestly don't know what to think of that. Now grab yourself a medium-sized bowl, something you can mix some stuff in that's not gonna get all over the place, okay? Then get your cabbage. Now, if you were a smart cookie, unlike me, you would have prepped the cabbage ahead of time. Normally, when I write recipes, I like to make sure that I have all of my mise en place ready. And the biggest reason for that, excuse me, I'm just getting some water, is because then you can just start cooking right away without having to prep much else. But again, for this cabbage, it's really simple, so I didn't have to do it ahead of time. I'm just going to slice this into maybe like 1/4-inch pieces. Nothing too crazy, or I should say 1/4-inch thick, because we're going to chop this up. Now, I will show you something else that I had done. Oh, we can do this mode. We'll go back here. Something else I had picked up to make my life even easier. I'm gonna give this a quick chop. Make sure this is too much. Don't do this much cabbage at once. It's much easier to work in smaller piles. But as I'm chopping cabbage, I'm gonna be reading chat. Which style has yakisoba noodles on it? The style that has the yakisoba noodles is Hiroshima style, how I've had it, to be honest. But you can absolutely mix some noodles into this one and it's delicious. I've had it both ways, surprisingly. So I'm just gonna give this a quick chop, make sure it's not too bad, not too big. And recommendations for an apron. Sorry, I'm reading chat right now. I really enjoy Hadley & Bennett. This is one of their aprons. They're a little on the expensive side, admittedly, but they're really, really worth it. They'll last you years and years and years, especially as a home chef. It's hard to recommend really, really expensive aprons. I feel like for the price, they're pretty great. So if you want one of them, check them out. They're all over the place. You'll see them on Instagram and stuff like that. And they do some really fun collaborations too. So Hadley & Bennett, I would go check them out. I'm going to continue to chop this. And then remember, I told you there was a little hack that we could also do. And I am a firm believer that a lot of the times, excuse my nose is a little runny. A lot of the times you don't necessarily need to do everything from scratch. So now that we have this cabbage here, let me show you, ooh, we have this one. We can show the little cutting board in the corner. Sorry, there's no like fancy overlay or anything. I really tried. Streaming is very new to me, but let me show you the other little hack that I have. It's in the fridge right over here. You don't have to make everything from scratch. So if you're in the States, if you're in the US, you might be able to find something like this, coleslaw in a bag. This is fantastic for stuff like this. So if you don't want to cut cabbage or if you don't have any use for it, I will usually have like a bag of this in the fridge. I can use it for okonomiyaki. I can make coleslaw with it on the fly. I love pre-cooked or pre-made coleslaw mix. Like there's nothing wrong with this at all. So if you guys feel like I don't really want to buy a head of cabbage for some reason, because a head of cabbage goes a very long way, buy yourself some coleslaw mix. It's admittedly a little more expensive than just cabbage, but it's easier, so you pay for convenience. Got it? Does that make sense, everyone? Hopefully that kind of makes sense for you. Now I'm gonna grab a container for this cabbage, get it off my cutting board. I had a chef in culinary school, Chef Cochran. I wonder if he's still teaching. Fantastic man. And he was the one who made me grow my beard. So for those of you who enjoy the beard, you can say, thank you, Chef Cochran. He made me shave when I walked into class because I worked at 5 a.m. So I would shave before I'd walk into my office at the time. And what he made me do is leave to go buy a razor at a local grocery store because I had a 5 o'clock shadow and I had night classes. So thank you, Chef Cochran, for the beard. But what he had told me is he went up to a student. It wasn't in our class at the time, but you can see there's a little bit of cabbage on the cutting board, right? You can kind of see there's a little bit here. He went up to this student and Chef Cochran had put his palm onto the cutting board and he lifted it up and it was filled with this cabbage, right? And it had poppy seeds and whatever else. And the student that he was teaching admittedly said, you know, I feel like I'm behind. And Cochrane looks at his hand and then looks at the student and says, that's because your mind looks like my hand right now. So try to really keep a very clean station while you work. Yeah, everybody says, thank you, Chef Cochrane. Dessert Phoenix, I forgot this was a thing. Thank you so much for the super chat. Did you visit any of the street food stands in Fukuoka? We did not. Unfortunately, we didn't have too much time because of filming Quest for the Best, but we do intend to go back out there. So I fully believe at some point we will visit Fukuoka. Also, we want to visit Hokkaido and Sapporo because we hear the food out there is amazing. So yes, we definitely have intentions for that. Okay, next step. Cabbage is done. For those of you who are making this at home. The next thing I like to do is make my batter because I like to let the batter rest just a little bit. So this way, when you mix flour and liquid, right, you're making a batter, you're building bonds behind the batter. So you're forming gluten, right? You're making the gluten stronger. I don't actually want that to be the case a lot of the time. This is why when you're making bread, for instance, you actually let the bread rest before you cook it. If you form the bread and then bake it right away, the gluten is too strong and the bread won't expand properly. It'll just stay really tight. So I like to do the same thing with my batter, but we're not going to wait too long. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. So 1 cup of all-purpose flour into my bowl. If you have something like cake flour, you can use that, but just keep in mind that with cake flour, you may need more water. If you're using a whole wheat, you might need to adjust the water levels and stuff like that. So we'll go back to this scene. Larry, thank you so much for the super chat. Can I do a Zorro diet? Yes, Zorro is on the is on the docket. Absolutely going to be visiting him soon. Finding someone to teach me 3 sword style is very difficult. And then I believe it's Riva says, clean your chopping boards every time you cut something, one side for veggies, one side for meats. Yes. I even go further. While I'm talking about sanitation, I'm going to drop my water in there. We're going to do 3/4 cups of water. Again, you can also use chicken broth or bone broth. For cutting stuff, I actually like to make sure I just use a completely different cutting board. Whenever I cut meats, I use a plastic, I'm sorry, not a plastic, what is this? Some kind of plastic. I forget what this is called. I use one of these where it's not as porous as wood or anything like that for all of my meats. So make sure you just use a separate one. Now into the flour and water, 1/4 teaspoon, remember, of baking powder. We're gonna do a pinch of salt, just a little bit, get some flavor in there. And then we're going to do a big old crack of black pepper. I like black pepper. I don't know if it's traditional with okonomiyaki, but we're putting it in there. Just gonna give this a quick whisk. Remember, I'm not trying to really make too much, and you can see this, oh God, that was a fail. We have not enough liquid in here. This is where I'm going to adjust it. I can already see this is not okay. So I may have grabbed the wrong flour, to be honest. That's way too thick. What we're actually looking for, I probably measured it wrong. That's okay. We're gonna add in another 3/4 cups, because this honestly should look like a pancake batter. Give this a quick mix, make sure all of those clumps are gone. Yeah, I think maybe I wrote it down wrong. It might have been 1.5 cups of water versus the 3/4 cups. I don't know where I got that from, but I'm glad I noticed. You can use silicone, but I wouldn't use a silicone board for much. I prefer the hard plastic ones. I don't think it's silicone that I have. If you use gluten-free or chickpea flour, should you let it rest? You don't necessarily need to because those flours don't have gluten in them. I'm gonna add the rest of this water. So it actually came out to about 1.5 cups of water. Just keep that in mind. So you can see what this looks like. It's pretty loose, right? I can't really pick it up with my whisk. This is what I want. Now I'm gonna let this sit before I add everything. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to add the egg too. 1 whole egg goes in. And if this is too loose for you, then you can put in flour. But I'm trying to essentially make it look like A really, really loose pancake batter is the best way to describe this. Yo, Donald. Oh, member for 45 months. Thank you so much. Oh my God, what is even 45 months? 12, 24, 36, 48, almost 4 years, dude? What? Thank you. Yep, still haven't graduated. I call everyone Kohai because I truly believe that everyone is always a student. Now, here's the next thing that I wanted to talk about. This is where I like to have some more fun. So this is what my batter looks like. You can see it's pretty loose. Now we're going to go back here. I said in the description that you would need, I'm gonna have to adjust the water for that. They'd probably need I'm sorry, it's probably 1 1/4 cup of water, but we'll adjust that later, that's fine. You would need tempura crumbs, right? So traditionally you would have tempura crumbs with your okonomiyaki. It's for flavor, it's for texture, but tempura crumbs are sometimes very hard to find, and realistically, frying them up yourself isn't really worth it, I think, unless you're making tempura already. So here I have, let's do this, or here, you know what, can I just show, here, I'll just show you guys. See this? Come on, auto zoom thing. No, it's a crouton. It's croutons. I made homemade croutons the other day, and I seasoned them with oregano, with parsley, and whatever, right? So I'm using croutons instead. This sound, I don't like this sound. I know some of you are all into ASMR and stuff, but I am just not about that life. But cutting up croutons, and we're gonna put this into the batter and just kind of let it soak up a little bit, you know, get it a little chunky. You don't want it to be like pulverized, but if you have panko or panko breadcrumbs, you can absolutely use that. The the croutons are just something I had made the other day. I didn't want the bread to go bad, so I just made croutons. Welcome in everybody who's been joining us. I know that as the stream goes on, more and more people tend to pop into class, but remember, this is class. I was technically late because I couldn't figure out how to get my streaming thing working, and I'm glad I did at the last second. Otherwise, this would have been really, really awkward to be that late for class. Okay, croutons are in. Again, I love the texture here. I'm gonna let it soak with everything. Okay, now we are going to start cooking stuff. Hopefully for those of you who are working with this at home, you know, it's pretty easy to follow along. If you guys are at work right now, let me know. Maybe you're at school. Maybe you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, like watching my stream instead of paying attention in class. But it is an afternoon, so hopefully that's not the case. Yeah, that sound is, I'm with you right there, Doc. Like, I don't like that sound. I personally would have preferred putting it maybe into a bag and just crushing it that way. Now this is where you're going to need your stove. I use this thing. I've been using this since we moved into this house, and this cost me about like $35. It's the perfect little gas stove. Find them on like Amazon or something. The 10-minute rule for professors, I didn't even know that was a thing. All right, we got gas. Okay, this is where we're gonna be cooking our chicken. So admittedly, again, you could have just made the chicken ahead of time. I don't know if I have any left, but sometimes I have like sausage. You know, you can buy like Italian sausage or something, and you could use this for your okonomiyaki. I also have admittedly used like gyoza for my okonomiyaki and just like cook them, right? Like you would normally cook gyoza. And then when they were done, I would just chop them up and then use them for batter. Like do whatever you want. Have some fun. I want to level up my cooking, so I've been looking at trying different kinds of recipes. That's the best way to do it. I'm going to answer some of these questions before we kind of move on a little bit, just so I don't get too ahead of myself. What kind of camera do I use? So the main camera is a Sony ZV-E1 with a pretty nice lens, and then I have a little like Lynx webcam up here. I've been watching in bed because my body's decided it would fail, was the day to fail on me. It's okay, everybody has those days. Everybody has those days, trust me. Today is actually my day off. Usually I take Wednesday off, and admittedly, I'm supposed to go play Commander at a local game shop, in about an hour and a half. So we'll see if that still happens today, but I'm in no rush. I'm hanging out with you guys, you know? We're trying to educate you guys. I won't say that because it sounds very, what's the word? Doc, you know, Doc is a teacher. And I don't want it to seem like I know everything because I absolutely don't. And I fully admit that. I'm just grabbing some oil over here on the side. And what I like to do, because all of my chicken is kind of ready to go, I'm actually going to just put in some of the oil directly into the chicken, maybe like a tablespoon worth. Then a pinch of salt. And then I'm going to, actually probably more salt than that. I know a lot of people talk about how chefs oversalt things, but the salt that we typically use is this stuff. And this is kosher salt. This salt actually is less salty by volume than most conventional salts. So that's why you see us add so much of it. It just allows for less room for error. What commander do I use? I actually just built a Ken from Street Fighter deck. That was super fun. So I made a Ken deck. That was great. I also made a Goro Goro and Satoru deck that is actually Goku and Vegeta as the proxy. So yes, I'm a commander nerd. I love it. I've been playing Magic for about 24 years and I'm still really bad at it. So the chicken is going straight in. That's it. Probably could have been a little hotter, admittedly. Let's just crank this up a little bit. It's fine. It'll get cooked. Now the reason why I'm cooking the chicken ahead of time is for one particular reason. Normally, if you are in Japan and you order an okonomiyaki, you might get it with shrimp or pork, right? Or some maybe squid. You can't really use pre-cooked shrimp or squid because it'll taste bad. It'll get rubbery, it'll be overcooked. With chicken breast, you don't want to put it directly into the batter because the batter will cook before the chicken does. So if you're doing this style, please cook the chicken ahead of time and then use your batter. Another really cool hack is if you guys have like a Whole Foods or whatever near you, or here's a great one. Go get barbecue. If you're in the United States, or go get your favorite like meat-based dish and then use some of the leftovers to make okonomiyaki. Like, it's such a easy thing to do. It's like the ultimate leftover hangover food. Sorry, this might get a little bit loud, so I'm gonna try to talk over it a little bit. Can I do more stuff like this? Yes, absolutely. So again, I'm gonna try to do this every Wednesday, whether or not it's revisiting an old recipe. I want this to be more of like a class, so it's not anything over the top like the crazy anime recipes we normally do. Just something super chill. You guys can pop in, have a good time. We're gonna give this a quick toss. Now, I'm just trying to sear this a little bit. I want to sear this so this way I get some color on there. And then we're going to cover this with a lid and steam it. That's kind of what we would do if you needed to cook something very quickly. So we're going to do that first. And while that's cooking, I'm going to answer some questions. I play more competitive. I can't do competitive. Delina is in every deck that has red that I own, and I have 4 red decks. Paul is like the Fel from Campfire Cooking, pretty much. Rotisserie Costco chicken, yes, that would be great in here. Listening in from school, well, welcome to second school, Jay, really appreciate it. And Justin, you should absolutely learn Commander. I know, we're all nerds here, as foretold by, there's so much stuff, like this is, look at, I just got this, it's Toji's weapon. What is it? Heavenly spear? I forget the name of it. Broken spear of the heaven. So I'm releasing the Toji diet on Saturday. That one's going to be fun. And in the Toji diet, I actually do make this okonomiyaki. That's looking pretty good. So the color that you want is probably pretty close to like that. Can you see that a little bit? Just a little bit of color on there. Nothing crazy. You don't need too much. But before it's cooked, this is when I'm going to take a little bit of water and a lid. And we're going to take the water and just cover it and just let it steam for like 3 or 4 minutes. Pay attention to the water level. And what is my go-to comfort food? My go-to comfort food, this is really strange. It's either my grandma's cooking or it's like a Mexican pozole. Both of those are comfort foods for me, just growing up in San Diego. Just delicious. I don't want to know about what happened in El Cajon. How do you think you should start out with cooking Eastern food? Do you mean Middle Eastern food? There's a couple of great books. One of them is called Mabasima, which I believe I have over here on my book wall over here of cookbooks. It's a great one. I would actually look into that one. Do we need to flip it the fancy way? If you're referring to the final product, no. I don't think, or if you're talking about just actually using the pan like this, no. You can just use a spoon, you'll be fine. But this is pretty much done. So now, ooh, it's nice and salted, but we can't use it like this because you can't necessarily, and you don't, this is just good practice, you don't really want to put hot food into batter, ever. So we're gonna pop this onto here, and there is all of our chicken. Just like that, done. Ooh, I wonder, let's see how this tastes. This is the best part about cooking at home. Good. Okay. Now, we don't need to cook the bacon ahead of time though. That's one of the proteins you don't need to do ahead of time. I'm just gonna give this a wash real quick because we still need it. I try to make sure that don't really use too many dishes when I'm cooking because doing the dishes, man, it's just, you know, one pan is enough. Just one pan, okay? I'm just over here, don't worry, I didn't go anywhere. Is my head covered? That's fine. You don't need to see me. I am now cutting board head man. Just pretend that every YouTuber doesn't do their own dishes. I wonder if there are cooking YouTubers who don't do their own dishes. I wonder if they rope somebody else into it. Okay, pan's clean, good to go. Now, we do have to wait for that to cool down. So what I think I'm gonna do next, give this a look. This is looking really nice. The gluten's kind of, you know, breaking up a little bit. I'm gonna put in about half of this cabbage because this is a silly amount of cabbage. Okay, you can put all of this in there. If you put all this in there, it's just gonna be a really thick pancake. So I'm gonna do about half. That's probably good. Oh yes, delicious. Okay, now while it's chilling, we're gonna hang out. Donald, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. I'm wondering, would the spicy honey mustard sauce I made for the shokugeki? Yes, so that's actually a great point. So for sauces, I wasn't going to get into that until later, but here's a great thing you could do, which is what I'm going to do today. So let's go back to here, and I actually have three sauces you could potentially use. One of them is this one. Bachan's barbecue sauce, delicious, okay? Another one is potentially takoyaki sauce, okay? But, and this is a big but, where is it? I had it somewhere. Do I have it? Oh no, we have failed. Actually, give me 1 second. I think I need to go to the pantry. This is very important. Hopefully it's in there. Class, talk amongst yourselves. Thank you. So weird. So, I'm in the pantry. And, oh, there it is. I found it. I knew I had it. All right, I'm back. I actually have Stubbs barbecue sauce, which is freaking delicious. Okay. So, you have these three. Actually, this one is This one is yakisoba sauce, but you can use it in lieu of okonomiyaki sauce. They're very similar in flavor, so if you want to get one or the other, you're totally okay. We'll get to Kewpie mayo in just a second as well. So the first time I had ever had okonomiyaki was Hiroshima style, like we talked about earlier, with the layers. It was in Kyoto. I had dinner at this really small mom and pop shop with Masta-san, and Masta-san made me okonomiyaki. But when I was there, he had offered me 2 different sauces for his Hiroshima style okonomiyaki. One of them was a traditional Japanese style sauce, and one of them he just called it American sauce, which essentially was an American style barbecue, which I wasn't really thinking like, oh, that's the thing, that's what you can have. So I opted for both. I tried both. I really liked this, the American style barbecue sauce, but I also really like this. Today, I think that this American style is going to be better because we're using chicken and bacon versus some of the more traditional Japanese flavors. Normally, instead of water, you would use dashi, which is a fish stock or a fish-based broth. So those are, this plays better with fish base. This one I think is better if you're using chicken stock or you're using like the chicken we're using and the bacon. So to each their own. I'm personally gonna be using stubs for when we're ready to dress this, plus Kewpie mayo. Now there was a really interesting question. What is Kewpie mayo? It tastes a lot like Miracle Whip. So I would say that I very much disagree with that. Now, Kewpie mayo, I'm actually gonna add a little more cabbage, get this a little more thick, so my family can hate me like, who just said that? Who just said my family's gonna hate me from all of this? You stop it, Nomori. Yeah, I can't see it now, I just saw it. Anyways, I really love cabbage in here because it keeps you very full. Ton of fiber, ton of nutrition, whatever the case is. So this is ready to cook though. The chicken is pretty much cool enough. You only need a couple of minutes. And now we can start making this. So for those of you who might be following along, this is the fun part. This is where we actually get to make our pancake. The best part is that we're gonna have family meal after this, and we're gonna do a little, sit down, little Q&A, so we can sit down and talk, figure out our quest for the best Annie bites. Wait. That's the first book. Quest for the Best Tokyo. It's hiding back there. This is a poor choice. I'll talk to you guys about that in a second. Now, put your pan back over the heat and heat it to like medium. You don't actually want this to be too hot quite yet. If you have it too hot, you're gonna burn the batter and it's just not a good time for anybody. So what I also want to do is put in just a touch of oil into the pan. And yes, this is non-stick, but non-stick is kind of a lie. So I always make sure that I grease it up anyways, but what I do like is to just grab a brush and we're going to make sure that, the camera angle is terrible. We're gonna make sure that this is greased kind of all the way through. This way we make sure that it doesn't stick at all because this sticking sucks. It really does suck. Okay, we're back. What are we cooking? Welcome in. For those of you who are just now joining us, we are making okonomiyaki, Osaka style, which means everything is mixed together. I'm gonna bring the board back up for those of you who are late to class. Okonomiyaki, Osaka style. This is wrong. The amount of liquid you'll need is, where are my markers? We're gonna mark this. Is actually 1.5 cups. Okay? Somebody at the end of this, remind me to adjust that in the description, please. Thank you. This is just science class. It's basically, I was really bad at science, but that's okay. We don't talk about that. This feels good. Okay, this feels good. We're gonna take some of this and we're gonna just scoop it out. You want it to be hot enough to where, oh, that's not good enough. No. You want more sizzle. We're gonna kick it up to high. I was gonna say kick it up a notch, but that I feel like Emerald's lawyers would come after me. When did I get back from Japan? Ooh, that was, we got back in the middle of November. So it's been a minute. I've been editing like crazy for the Toji diet that's releasing on Friday. On Saturday. It's a hour-long video plus 5 additional street food video recipes that are releasing with it. So I really hope you guys like that. Hey, I'm glad, Darth. Hope you enjoy it, man. Have you ever watched The Seven Deadly Sins? I've only watched a little bit of it. I've actually been watching a lot of martial. I've been watching a lot of Solo Leveling, which is fantastic. And what else have I been watching? I've been wanting to get into Faerun. I believe that's what it's called. Okay, I'm gonna do like half. So in my Toji diet video, I actually did this whole batter at one time. But because I am splitting this with Rachel, I didn't actually want to do all of it at once. So I'm gonna put in some of my chicken here. I'm gonna lower the heat just a little bit. And I'm gonna put in the chicken right on top. Now, you can just mix this into the batter, but I like to try to portion this so it's pretty even. And then I'm just gonna give it a press, make sure it's kind of on there. And then, this is where we take a little more of our batter. I'm gonna pour it right on top, so this way it kind of sticks. Give it another press down. This is what I was talking about. I think my pan was a little bit too hot, but I think it'll be okay. Because if it's too hot, it ends up cooking too quickly. And so here is where we're gonna take 2 slices of bacon. Bacon goes right on top. Press that down as well. Now, this is where, you know what, we're just gonna do it. That's good. Not as much color as I want, but that's okay, because I don't want it to actually cook too far along before I'm ready for it. So I'm gonna give this a little press on the sides, and then put a lid on it. I'm gonna let that cook like that for maybe on like a medium low for probably 5-6 minutes, like not too long. Just like that. We're gonna let it sit, we're gonna let it hang out right there. So admittedly, now I can actually put in this chicken into the rest of my batter. So this way it'll be easier to make the second one. Give this a quick mix. And also, my batter was still a little wet. A little wet. Could have added just a touch more flour to this, but that's okay. I'll let this hang out. We'll see how it turns out for the second one. But yes, I have been watching quite a bit of anime. The Toji diet is going to be insane. I actually learned, spoiler alert, I learned how to use a 3-sectional staff, and I kind of want to use it right now, but we're not going to do that in the kitchen. We're not going to do that in the kitchen. So while this is cooking, I am going to talk to you guys about my new book. We did this a couple years ago. So for those of you who've been around for a long time, like Donald and Doc, my first book was Antibites. This book we sold quite a few of, and it was on Kickstarter. And it was thanks to you guys we could even get this made. This was a collection of anime-based recipes that, you know, were fully illustrated, right? All of the recipes in there from your favorites, Food Wars, whatever. This is really awkward to do it around this, but I'm sorry. It's a manga-style cookbook. It fits in your pocket. I love this thing. So when we were in Japan, I took pages and pages of notes on things that we went out there. And this is what we made. This is Quest for the Best Tokyo. Hopefully that, I don't know if it's working or not. This is Quest for the Best Tokyo. So this book is honestly a labor of love. I worked with a few people to make this come to life. And what I love about this one is that it features the adventures we went on in Tokyo. And I wrote everything down for you guys. So not only will you get the full adventures on where we went, the things we ate, the places we had visited, each page or section, I guess, will come with recipes based on the things that we had. So it's an adventure, but I want you guys to be able to make these things too. That's what I'm really excited for this. It's not just a cookbook. It's more of everything that we did, we wanted to bring to you. Not only that, for those of you who are visiting Japan, you can bring this with you as a full guide. My friends that, I know this is a weird plug segment, but I'm just really excited about this. My friends that helped me make this are actually in Tokyo, and they own a walking tour company. And so in the back, there's full like how to say stuff, you know, how to read things, how to identify, you know, sushi or tempura or sashimi, and they include the words, and there's, you know, phrases for you to say. I'm like handling this like a Neanderthal. One of them is, this is going to be really bad. Odashite mo ii desu ka? And that's, can we order please? Or here's another one. Sumimasen, o kaike o onegai shimasu. Excuse me, could we get the bill please? So great. There's just little things like that in this book. And it's pages and pages and pages. I think the book is like 200 pages now, and we're still adding a bit to it. But this is live on Kickstarter right now, and the link is in the pinned comment, and it's in the description as well. And I really want to get this, guys. I want to get this to you guys. And again, the cover is super fun. These are my friends who joined me. So there's, can I do this backwards? Let's just do this. There's Onigiri. She was in a video with me. There's Manu, Jordan, and Emily. And then a few other people on the back cover when that's ready as well. So if you guys want to pick that up, honestly, I really want to get this made. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. I'm gonna give this another flip. I can smell the bacon, which is a good indicator of it being close to being done. So let me flip this. Ooh, this is a thick boy. Oh yeah, look at that bacon. That looks delicious. It's still not all the way cooked, so that's okay. That's actually, I don't want it to be all the way cooked. When I was in Osaka, I was watching one of the very skilled chefs make this, and he was on a teppanyaki grill, which is the flat grill, and he was making a couple of them, but he would constantly be flipping them back and forth, and they were a little thicker. I like my batter a little more wet, so, you know, to each their own, but he did cook these for a while. Admittedly, though, he didn't cook it with a lid, so I'm gonna remove the lid now to kind of get that kind of drier texture to it, so when we put the barbecue sauce, it kind of mix in. So, yeah, guys, on the Kickstarter, we have packages for these custom headbands. I made this in Photoshop. I spent a few hours making it. Like, I love this thing. It's my new favorite one. I know we have a couple from before, but like, I love this one. This one's so fun. You can get a custom Gacha D20 to follow along. There's a certain tier, I think it's the middle tier, where you'll get the book, plus you'll get all of the digital guides for if you visit Japan, and you can play the games that we played in the videos and go on your own food adventure. So I really hope you guys enjoy it. We put a lot of work into it. Dennis, go get some sleep. Don't stay up too late. Yeah, guys, it was, you know, I can't really say too much more. It's just, we had a lot of fun doing it, and we thought it would be a good way to show our, you know, our love for what we did in Japan and the people we met along the way. So please, if you guys want to help make this come true, I'm like, I don't even know where we're at on our goal. It launched at 2 p.m. and this is the first time I'm really talking about it. So if you guys want to get your order, Kickstarter, link in the description and in the pinned comment. You guys can find it all over all of that stuff. And, you know, if you're hesitant, please ask me questions. I'd love to help answer any questions about the book or whatever the case may be. What is the difference between okonomiyaki and manjayaki? I actually don't know. I actually don't know the difference in those two. Ooh, veggie karage? What are you using for the vegetables? Are you gonna make it like a puree? And then maybe fry that? That sounds really good. And remember, guys, if you guys are coming in late, I have all of the items in the description except for the liquid. It's wrong. You may need about a cup of water, depending on how big your egg is. This thing is, we're gonna kick it up just a bit more. Now, I wanna make sure my bacon gets nice and crispy. So I'm gonna flip it one more time. There we go. We're gonna let that cook. Now, if you're not confident in doing those kinds of flips, I highly recommend just using 2 spatulas, okay? Or maybe a pair of tongs, but you can take 2 spatulas. This is how the really awesome chefs in Japan do it. They take 2 spatulas, put it under, and then they kind of push it away from them, and then they flip it towards them. So does that make sense? Let me just show you. So you're gonna take 2 spatulas. Gonna try to do this. Okay, you see how it's kind of here? Let me move the camera so you guys can actually see. So you have it with 2 spatulas. You move it away from you, okay, away from your body, and then you flip. A lot easier to do it that way. Again, I'm gonna flip it back because I want the other side to cook, but 2 spatulas like this, move it away from you, and then flip it over. Hopefully that helps for those of you who don't want to just like go for it and flip. Trust me, you don't need any messes in the kitchen. It's not fun to clean up. Manjayaki uses a broth and is more gooey. Ooh. Can you do this on an electric stove? Absolutely. Any heat source. You could probably do this on a grill, which probably would be amazing. I didn't burn the house down yet, so that's great. And also, I forgot. Happy Valentine's Day for those of you who celebrate. I'm going to show you guys something. Hold on. This is what we got for dessert. This one, so you can see this cooking. Yeah, don't go anywhere. Hold on, it's right here. So there's a little bakery by me that makes legitimately the best sticky buns. And this is what I'm eating for dessert. It's just going to be a carb night. It's going to be so good. Look at this thing. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I think I'm more excited for this than I am for the okonomiyaki, not gonna lie, because I never get this. I never buy this. This is gonna be so good. It's gonna be delicious. Okay, there we go. Okay, but we can't have this yet. Oh God, it smells so good. All right. Bacon smelling nice. Okay, smelling pretty good. Yes, cooking is simple. Cooking is simple and it should be for everybody. There should be no gatekeeping in cooking. I think it's a really weird thing. Food to me is very communal, very sensual in a lot of ways. And to me, like everyone should cook. Everyone should make something. All right, guys, you can smell it now. Now we're getting a little bit of char. I'm gonna put on just a touch more oil on top. We're gonna get a little more color on that. Oh, yes. Oh, the bacon's coming off a little bit, but that's okay. Nobody has to know. All right, this is almost ready. So now let me switch it up so you can see the color that we have. You can see it's getting a little golden on the outside, which is what I like. We're gonna cover that in barbecue sauce. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be delicious. I wish I could cook, says Radian. Everyone can cook. Even Rachel is in the chat. She can cook. She doesn't like to be watched while she cooks. So, you know, do your own thing. Anytime Rachel tries to cook, I try to not be in the house. So there is that. Now I can smell this and I can smell that it's done. So we're gonna transfer this. I'm gonna actually remove this. And we're gonna get ourselves a big old plate. I'm gonna put down my whiteboard. Let's move this onto a plate. A bigger plate is usually nicer, so this way you have some room. Put that bad boy on there. Just put that on the stove. Now, again, this is totally up to you. You can put fish flakes on it, you can put barbecue sauce on it. I'm doing Stubbs barbecue for this one because it has chicken and bacon. But I still need to make the second one. So this one's actually for Rachel. Rachel, she's actually watching the stream. Do you want this dinner now or later? It's so early, it's like 3 p.m. One of your life goals is for me to eat your food. Oh, maybe we could, I won't say anything yet because it hasn't happened yet, but I would really like to do a pop-up at a future convention. So it's something that we're working on. And I will show you guys another fun thing that we're working on later. But let me get some barbecue sauce on here. I just need a brush. So do I even have? I was not prepared. I thought I had a couple of brushes and maybe I only had the one brush, but that's okay. You don't need brushes for this. So we're gonna take a large spoon, okay, just so we can evenly spread some of this barbecue sauce. I'm gonna put a little bit of boop-a-doop, a little bit of barbecue. Give it a nice spread. Oh, it smells so good. A little more, just a touch. You kind of want it to coat all of it. So when I had my very first okonomiyaki, they just had the barbecue sauce at the table, and you were able to put as much barbecue sauce as you wanted onto it. That was freaking delicious. Put this here. Now, a little bit of Kewpie mayo, don't forget that. I know Rachel isn't a huge fan of mayonnaise, so for this one, I won't be putting too much. And for those of you who don't have Kewpie mayo, you can use regular mayo. An over easy egg is also delicious, so you can do that as well. But this goes a long way. In total, Gandalf is wild right now. In total, I've probably put a tablespoon of mayonnaise on there. It looks like a lot more than it is, but Kewpie mayo has a very, very small hole at the top for the mayonnaise to come through. And that's it. That's your okonomiyaki. At this point, you can put on ginger, you could put, I don't know, you could put sesame seed, you can throw more chicken and sausage on top, and you're ready to go. This one's for Rachel. We still have to make ours. So let's make our dinner next. Do you want? Yeah? Okay, now she wants.
Somebody asked, what did you get me for Valentine's Day?
Who asked what I got them for Valentine's Day?
Shelby.
Who?
Shelby asked what you got me.
Oh, what I got Rachel for Valentine's Day. Oh, I bought chocolate. Because that's, hold on, let me get the chocolate. Here, this is what I made. This is delicious. Okay, this is not for me though. There's Rachel's. I actually picked up these really nice chocolates from a local chocolatier called Pudding River. And they're these wonderful truffles, but they're so expensive. I think it's $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, $3 a truffle. They're $24 for this box. So they better be good. I'm hoping to work with them to make some devil fruits later. Now, let's make ours, shall we? You guys ready to make the second one? This is the Valentine's Day present. Yes, that's your, it's on the plate. No card.
There's so much mayo on
There's not so much mayo.
Mayo is disgusting.
F in the chat, Rachel says mayo is disgusting, and I don't know if I want to be around her anymore. So let's make ours. Mayo is disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Get out of here.
It's like vomit.
What? Are you going to eat it?
How am I going to scrape this off?
No. She said she wants to scrape off the mayonnaise. F in the chat. So, students, this is what we call a failing grade. Yeah. Mayo is disgusting. Mayo is delicious and belongs on everything. You can sunbathe with it. You can make sauces with it. Fantastic. Andrew, don't worry about it. It was way too expensive for those. So, I didn't tell you guys what I'm making next. Where is it? Don't look at me when I bend over like this. It's awkward. Don't look at your teacher that way. I don't even know where these are. There's too many cabinets in this house. Wait. Is it in here? No, it's not in here. Well, I made a really great devil fruit mold professionally. I'll have to find it. It's somewhere. And I'm hoping to make a bunch of them and do a pop-up at a future convention where I can actually have like my own devil fruit chocolate cart. So if you guys want to see that, let me know. That'd be fun. Mayo is the American sauce. Let's go. Okay, I'm so hungry. We're gonna do whatever this comes out to is how much. Oh, this is a lot. That's okay. Oh, it's gonna be so good. You know, I made the first one not for me because I made it for the important person. But I am hungry now. This is gonna be good. You can see when I added the chicken to it, it's distributed a bit better. But because I was making multiple, it is hard to like put the chicken in, you know, and measure it out. So if you're getting this and you are getting it on the street or whatever, they're not normally going to have it all mixed in. So, but you're going to put the bacon right on. And this thing is already cooking pretty quick. Should we do it? I think so. It's fun. Doc, I'm a hungry boy, you know? Surprisingly though, it's very low calorie. Aside from even the bacon is not too bad. Ready? This one's pretty big. Oh, nailed it. That was easy. That was easy. That wasn't even hard. Get out of here. Cover this guy. And now we hang out. We had to do so much flipping in professional kitchens, like it just became second nature. So, you know, it's just, it is what it is. How are the cats? They're great. They're up bothering Rachel right now, which is awesome. They're not hanging out down here. They love her more than me. So now they're up there hanging out with her. But yeah, now we just wait for this one to cook. This one might take a little bit longer because of how big it is. So I'm going to turn this down. And I know you kind of see me bending down to look at it, but I'm just literally looking at the flame level. But if you have maybe an electric stove, just turn it to like low heat or medium low heat. I'm down to make monjayaki next. That'd be great. So if you can't have pig bacon, you can either leave it out, use turkey bacon, right? Use chicken thigh. Delicious. No problem. Can I flip a souffle omelet? I think I can. Rachel, you're not allowed to say bad things about mayo. We outnumber you. Would I consider making pho? I would, and our neighbor, she's Vietnamese, she makes some of the best pho I've ever had in my life. Like legitimately some of the best pho I've ever had in my life. So maybe, you know, I can rope her into a live stream. That'd be fantastic. She's the sweetest person, and I think she would do it. Oh, beef bacon. Wait, oh, Ripper, I apologize. Let me, is there a way for me to, oh yeah, thank you for the super chat. Remember what I said on the last live that I wish you could ship to Romania? Oh, nice. I'm glad we could figure that one out. So hopefully that works out. Fun fact, bacon is a cut, not a pork. Yes, I guess so. I know most of the time when we refer to bacon, we refer to pig bacon, pork belly kind of thing. Normally to me, bacon means pork belly that's been smoked. So I guess the reference is that if you normally think of bacon in that way, for us here in the States, you're going to think of smoked pork belly. So that's typically what I think of when I think of bacon, but maybe other people think differently. So whatever you can or can't have, again, this is the kitchen sink of dishes. Put whatever you want in it. Let's just look in the fridge. Let's just see what's in the fridge. I have no way of showing you what's in the fridge. Oh, here. I have ground raw turkey, right? Take this, cook it up, throw it in, done. Turkey okonomiyaki. That's one thing. What is this? What here? For my vegetarian friends out there, you can do it with sweet potato. Here's some cooked sweet potato, right? Chop it up. Sweet potato okonomiyaki. Okay. That's cat food. You probably don't want that in there. What else we got? What's in here? Do we have anything fun? I don't know what else I have. I don't know however many examples I can get. That's it. That's all the meat I got. I didn't have that many examples. You get the point. Okay. Have I tried turkey bacon? Yeah, it's not bad. I've had turkey bacon from time to time. I won't say I gravitate towards it, but you know, it's fine. I think it's pretty dry for what it is. So I'd prefer pork bacon, but that's just me. I'm gonna give this another flip. Okay, there we go. Get some color on this side now. Ooh, and then we're gonna do a fun thing with mine. Remember how I pulled out 2 eggs earlier in the live stream? So one of these is actually gonna go on top of this. We're gonna put the egg here. That's the first okonomiyaki I'd ever had. The Hiroshima style one in Kyoto had the egg on top, so that's delicious. Cat food okonomiyaki for the cats. I mean, it's a possibility. I won't tell you to feed your cats flour and salt and everything else that goes in it, but I mean, maybe you could make like a sweet potato pancake with turkey, call it that. That's okay too. Have I thought about doing streams on Twitch? I haven't, to be honest. I I think in the future, I'll probably just stream on both spots, so that way you can watch on your preferred platform. I don't care where you watch as long as you're having a good time. Okonomiyaki for Gandalf. He doesn't deserve it. And Chris says, the only thing chef can't flip successfully is a dice when the challenge requires it. Yes, that is accurate. I'm very bad at rolling die. I have so many die. Do I have any die here? Nope, that's One Piece cards. What's in here? What's in this thing? I don't know what that is. I don't have any dice down here. That's actually kind of sad. I have a whole closet filled with, sadly, magic cards down that way. What do you look at when deciding what conventions to go to? Honestly, just my schedule. So the first convention we have is SakuraCon coming up, and we're going to do a very, very, very fun One Piece video. Again, I don't have them here, but I have samples. So do you guys remember when I made these a while ago? If you've been on the channel for a while, these are devil fruits, right? I have 8 different devil fruits being turned into professional silicone molds that I'm going to make, and we're going to stuff those devil fruit chocolates with caramel chocolate truffle, and in the inside of the devil fruit, I think we're going to put like a gotcha. And so when we give it, so we're making like, let's say the flower fruit, Robin's fruit, right? I have to go find Robin, a cosplayer who looks like Robin, and I have to give her the flower fruit. But she can take it and be done. Or she can bite towards the center and there will be a gotcha prize on the inside. It's totally their choice. And I think it'd be a very fun video. So we'll see how that goes. Those are going to be at SakuraCon. All right, let's do, so now I don't want to actually flip just yet. This is kind of hard. So I like doing it this way. I wouldn't say to do it this way. Oh God. Normally they would just move they would move this to, so we're going to do this the safe way. When you would have an egg on this, they usually are, again, cooking this on a teppanyaki pan, so they have room to move this around, right? We do not have room to move this around. So I'm going to do this, put this on here, then set that to the side. Hopefully it doesn't fall in the sink. A little bit of oil, egg, totally optional, but really, really recommended. Okay, you know where this is going. Crack the yolk. Take this sucker. I'm going to put the bacon side down. We're just going to cook it like that. It's going to be delicious. It's going to be so good. I'm going to definitely, I should have used like 2 or 3 eggs, not going to lie. It's not going to cover this at all. But this is, I love having it this way. Kick up the heat a little bit, get the egg nice and crisp. You're fasting today? Why would you even be here? Like, I really appreciate you watching the stream, but why, that's just torture. That's just, I do try to fast until like noon most days, especially when I'm cutting right now, but I have to go edit my own footage, and then I have to watch all of the food footage that I've been making to edit. I get so hungry. It's not fun. Hidden bacon, exactly. Yes, it is hidden bacon. Everyone enjoys hidden bacon except for those of you who can't, except for those of you who can't have it. Glorious wonder vision of gluttony. This is not gluttony. This is healthy. So I said, if you see the thumbnail of this video, it says 80 grams of protein. That is not an exaggeration because there's about 5.5 ounces of chicken breast, right? 1 slice of bacon, which is another like 5 grams, plus the egg. You're looking at a solid 80 grams. I don't count the grams of protein in flour because it digests differently and it's actually not metabolized the same as animal protein. So I never count the protein from flours. I only count the protein from animal. And then there's a bunch of studies. I won't go into it. That's not what this is about. But this has a ton of protein, especially for the protein to fat ratio. And even the carbohydrates. We only used 1 cup of flour for the entire batter that we did. And I believe 1 cup of flour is like 50-ish grams of carbohydrates, but we split it in two. So each pancake, if you count the carbs from the cabbage, is probably like 90 grams of carbs. It's really not that much. She is checking on me. Why are you, I feel so watched right now. All right, let's see. Let's see what this egg looks like. You guys ready? All right, let's do this here. We're gonna give it a flip and then I'll show you what this looks like. I'll move my water. Oh, this is much heavier than the other one. Huts! Oh, if that isn't pure beauty, I don't know what is. Look at the egg. Oh my God, look at, where is this so good? It's so good. It's just talking to me. Just hear it. Oh my God. Food makes me so happy. All right, let's plate this up. Let's plate this bad boy up. Make sure you disconnect the gas if you're using one of those stovetops. Never leave the gas plugged in because they do slowly leak over time. Oh my God, I'm so happy. This is my favorite thing. Ooh, a little chunk of chicken. Just gonna put that there. Right on the plate. Oh, baby. So many dishes. I even did dishes before this stream. Joseph Josta. We are going to do mayo. Don't worry, Chris. But first, for those of you who missed it, barbecue sauce. Yes, stubs. A little stubs right on there. Oh, yes. You can do spicy. Is this spicy stubs? No, this is just regular stubs. You can do spicy. You can do sweet, smoky. Bro, I don't care what you put on it. You're the one eating it. Make it how you want, okay? So nice. Oh, God, I just want to dive in. But it's really hot. It's like exceptionally hot. Barbecue sauce goes in the fridge. Yes. Put these other sauces in the fridge. Don't leave this stuff out. Don't be a Neanderthal when you cook, like me sometimes. Mayo. Okay, I put mayo on mine. I do enjoy mayo on this. Again, if you don't put it on here, you're supposed to leave the stream now. We don't want you here. I'm kidding. I've also used sour cream on here. Sour cream is delicious too. Sour cream would actually be really good, but not with the barbecue sauce. I don't think the sour cream would be good with the barbecue sauce. The other thing I do want to put on here, no, you know what? That's going to be weird. I'm just going to do, what else do I want? Maybe some sesame seed on just a part of it. You know, just have some fun. Just the sesame seed flavor is really good. I don't know how it's going to taste with the barbecue, so I'm only going to put it on a little bit. Maybe like a third of it. Just see how it tastes. Now, the other thing you could do is maybe some sriracha. Maybe we'll get some sriracha action. I think I have fake sriracha though. Do I have real sriracha? No, I have technically sriracha. So we're gonna try this after we eat most of it. But that is, my friends, okonomiyaki. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, it's now family meal time. So I'm gonna grab a chair. It's really loud. And I'm going to sit down and I'm going to have dinner with you, or lunch, or whatever time it is for you. Let me grab a chair. Just 1 second. It's my favorite part, you know? It's like every chef movie. There we go. Chair right there. Grab myself a knife. And let's do a little fork. All right. There we go. Not too bad, huh? It was about an hour and 20 minutes. That looks really odd to be that low, but that's okay. Hopefully it doesn't look too bad. So let's grab chat. Hey chat, how's it going? Oh, can I fit? It doesn't need to be all the way up on there. Just want to make sure I can watch, you know? See how you guys, can I add nori seasoning? Absolutely. If you want to add nori seasoning, I don't think I need this spoon, but I'm going to drink the barbecue sauce off of it. Delicious. So you can absolutely add nori to it. You can realistically put whatever you want on it. So the okonomiyaki I made for the Toji diet, it's coming out on Saturday. Get subscribed and hit the little bell thing for that one. That's a massive video. That one I actually put furikake in the batter. Furikake, for those of you who don't know, is like a Japanese rice seasoning. Delicious stuff. You can probably find on Amazon kind of thing, just to give more flavor to the batter. So I'm gonna start digging in. Itadakimasu. Cheers to those of you who say things before eating. Oh my God. That chicken is so juicy. So when I was in Tokyo, in Osaka when I had this, I would just cut it into pieces like a pie or like a pancake and then cut it into squares. So really you can just eat this. Eat this however you want, seriously. Just make sure you enjoyed what you made. Make sure the people around you enjoyed what you made. And if they didn't enjoy what you made, say things in your mind and then make it better next time. Have I considered? Apologies. I usually don't talk when I eat. That's why usually in my videos you just see me like walk away because I don't like talking with my mouth full. I'll do my best. And no, I did not say itadakimasu as loud as Nick because I respect my viewers' ears and I don't want them blown out. And I don't want my cats to freak out. That's not very nice, Paul. For those of you who don't know, Paul in the chat is the videographer of Quest for the Best, which honestly, we couldn't have done the series without him. And Paul is awesome. Follow him on Twitter at Paul Ballard, maybe. If you're in Tokyo and you're a creator, hit him up. One of the best videographers I've ever worked with and just a standout guy. So go say hi to him. He's fantastic. Raymond. Sorry, let me grab water. I did not get a chance to have them on a hot plate the last time we visited for Quest for the Best. Sorry, this is really awkward to sit here because there's a giant, what's this called? Dishwasher down here, and I can't put my knees down. Yes, I have had it on hot plates before. And that's honestly the way to do it. But obviously, not everyone has a hot plate, so just use a regular plate if you don't have a hot plate available. Oh my God, though, the bacon. Can I show this to you guys somehow? Maybe this camera? Is this the eating camera? Maybe. Is this working? Oh wait, there, oh God. The bacon with the egg and the okonomiyaki on the bottom. Oh, fantastic. So good. And the barbecue sauce, it's delicious. I know Rachel's in the chat. Rachel, how is it with the barbecue sauce? That's so good. Do I play any board games? We've played a few. I'm not a huge board game fan, but I feel like maybe I haven't found the right ones. Like I really enjoyed Small World. That's a great one. We've also played like Villainous. That's okay. It doesn't feel very balanced, but haven't played too many. Mostly just play Magic the Gathering. Lawrence, welcome in. See, Rachel says, the barbecue is awesome, but if she says anything about the damn mayonnaise, watch. She's gonna say something about the mayo. So Doc, how do you feel about whether or not breakfast actually exists? Growing up, I never had traditional, oh, I forgot the green onions. Ah, it's too late. I haven't bought green onions for this. I'm supposed to get green onions. We're chilling. And yes, we do miss Japan. For those of you who maybe watched the series, we had a blast out there. And just, you know, sometimes I feel like I can use the Force, but I clearly can't. Where did I put the book? Is it? Oh, it's under the, it's under chat. There we go. It was propping you up so I could see it. Support me on Kickstarter so you can see all the adventures we had in writing. I think you guys are, I honestly think you guys are really gonna like this. I try to make stuff that hopefully you'll enjoy. So Paul was one of the people who helped with that. We had a great time with that. You scraped off the mayo? You scraped off the mayo? I'm sorry. Sorry I yelled. All right, fine, Andrew. Okay, let me get the onions. Hold on. I don't want to hear it from you about your mayo distaste. Did you really?
Just scrape it off.
She really scraped the mayo off.
Tried.
Bro, there's an edge of mayo. Why?
It's icky.
Get out of here. Get out. I'm not gonna eat that, but I'm gonna eat the rest of it. That is a red flag. Remove yourself.
Best green red flag ever.
Get out of here. Be gone. Expelliarmus. Let's get out of here. You know, I still love her, but I question so many things sometimes. All right, we got green onion. Just had to clean them off. And, oh, you know what? I'll just use my knife right here. We're gonna make a little bit of a mess. She like shaved it off and then just, here's your mayo back, bro. Green onions are, you know, I won't say they're a must, but man, they make a huge difference. So I'm just gonna slice these 2 green onions up real quick and throw them on top because I love green onions. I can't believe I missed this. Jermaine, how dare you disrespect the mayonnaise? How dare you? Maybe you and Rachel go hang out, talk about how much you hate mayonnaise.
I'll hang out with him.
Rachel says she'll hang out. Any ECC plans? Currently, no. So Emerald City, we're actually going from SoccerCon to Anime Expo. We'll be after that. Just a whole pile of green onions. There we go. It's good. I'm gonna wash my knife later, just so I don't ignore you guys any longer. I feel bad. Yeah, see this? I'm gonna take this giant pile. Look at it, just rejuvenated my own okonomiyaki. This is a huge portion of food, guys. Like, this is a ridiculous portion. But that's okay. I fasted most of today, so I could eat this with you. Do I play any card games? Only Magic the Gathering and some One Piece from time to time. Do green onions grow well in Japan? I would assume so, because of how often they're used. I haven't looked into like the agricultural part of it, but they are used pretty regularly. Did we do any whiskey tastings? Oh, there's Gandalf. We did not, but we had quite a bit of whiskey in Japan. He thinks he's gonna get some of this. It's all the things he can't have. What's up, dude? You wanna say hi? You wanna say hi? Gandalf, do you wanna see our brand new book, Quest for the Best Tokyo? This is what you're here for, right? Live on Kickstarter? No, you just want to eat my food? Okay. Okay, look at it, it's so cute. It's so cute. I love this stupid cat. Don't you eat my food. He thought there was fish flakes on here, but not today. Today we're doing it American style. Little Red, I do not put ketchup on steak. Only sometimes if the steak isn't good. Andrew, you really gonna make me do this? Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna get him a treat. Gandalf, do not eat my food. Do not eat my food, Gandalf. I'm watching you. If he eats my food, I would tell you to alert me, but I don't think you can through the power of the internet. Where are his fish flakes? Oh my God. I've been gone too long. Is he eating? Yeah, Gandalf, no! I knew it. Don't you I can't find the fish flakes in time. Where are your fish flakes at? Bro, I just used them. Gandalf. Where are the damn fish flakes? Did I use them all? There's no way. I'm watching you, bro. This is so awkward. Oh, I found them. They were in the fish flake section of my pantry. Okay. Okay, that. We're back. I told you he was gonna go for it. Okay, Nat. You go crazy for, I know you go crazy for these. God, hold on. You know what, this is your bag. This is your bag. I don't use these for anything else. So here, there you go. Okay, be gone. I guess I'll stand and eat since there's fish flakes on my seat. You know? What are you gonna do? This cat, man. Here you go. Come on. This is your chair now. Just for that, somebody should go pre-order the Kickstarter. Huh? He pulled out so much. It's okay. Fish flakes are very light. So even though it looks like a lot, it's really not much. It's probably like 1/10 of an ounce or something like that. Oh yeah, so Rachel's right. You can't see it right now. Look, watch, I'm gonna change. See this? Up by the fridge? See that lock? That's because Gandalf figured out how to open that cabinet and take his food out of there. Bro, don't ask me how this happened. I didn't train him. He has trained us well. This is so much food. Oh my God. I'm going on a run after this. Okay. We are getting down to the wire with this though. I didn't think the latter half of this would be a mukbang. I'm gonna put a little bit of sriracha right on top. See what this tastes like. Just mix in all the flavors. We got American barbecue sauce. We got some American pancake underneath it. We have, sriracha, is that Vietnamese? I don't wanna misspeak. Where did sriracha originate? Let me know. But we got a whole bunch of stuff going on down here. Where did I get Gandalf from? We adopted him. Someone had found them on the side of the road. And we adopted him 8 years ago. What are you doing? Just jump up here. Just jump. Here, come here. Come on, up, up. Gandalf, up. You can jump up there. Good boy. There you go. Stop being weird. Thailand. Oh, it originated in Thailand. Okay, cool. It is really good with the sriracha on here, admittedly. That's pretty nice. I know you guys are just here to see Gandalf now, so. What's my favorite body weight exercise? Maybe pull-ups. It's an interesting. I don't think I've ever thought of that. Yeah, he's just taking after me. God, that chair needs to be like power washed now. Oh my God. Almost there. This is the last thing I'm eating today. And it's only 4:30. So hopefully it keeps me full. It's a lot of food. I appreciate you, Andrew. The shipping is quite a bit internationally. So I apologize for those of you who are overseas. Oh, birdie. Favorite food in Osaka? Takoyaki. Takoyaki is because it's fun to eat. You know, as long as you don't burn your mouth. Go get some takoyaki. A lot of food means more workouts. That's true. I did a lot of boxing today. Oh. Was that delicious? Did you enjoy that? Is this going to become a thing where he's here for live streams? If you guys would like me to farm Gandalf for views, give me a G in the chat for Gandalf. Gandalf, can I farm you for views? He's so preoccupied right now. Darth, we haven't done a shokugeki in a long time. I'd like to revisit them. Favorite food in Japan, though? That's tough, man. I surprisingly really enjoyed the mentaiko spicy pasta that we had during our One Piece video. Need a Gandalf cam. That's what I should get. But he's, you know, he's a cat. He does what he wants. You good? You want to talk about it? No? Okay. He's not bugging me now. I think he's happy he got his fish flakes. He grabbed so much out of there. The Final Fantasy Cafe would be fun. Okay, I guess we'll get a Gandalf cam of some kind. The takoyaki is fun. That was one of my favorites. One of my favorite non-food things, the Inari Shrine in Kyoto. That hike was amazing. Also, the Pokemon centers were super fun. But I think one of the most memorable things I had was maybe just like Halloween night. Or maybe it wasn't Halloween night. We hung out We hung out with Nick from Junk Food Japan, and had a great Halloween party. And then we just went to dinner with a few random people we met, had some drinks, enjoyed people. It was a good time. He really is finishing the chair plate. No, this is not for you. This fork, this is my fork. Ugh, I think that's all I can take. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me in class today. I apologize that I can't cook for you, because when I was in culinary school, it was family meal for everyone. So hopefully, for those of you who joined me, maybe you're enjoying this too, you know, with your own little Gandalf. He is a chubby cat. Yeah. He's such a fluff ball. If you guys want to pick up Quest for the Best Tokyo, really appreciate it. We're trying to get that kick-started. I don't know how close to... Let's leave. Wait. Don't leave yet. I'm really bad at telling people to leave in a YouTube video when I'm not ready for you to. I think I set this up properly. I'm not very good at the things that I do, but sometimes I do things fairly well. Let's see if I did this. If I click this button, it should show you the Kickstarter page. If not, we're going to have to quickly shut down stream and then remove the video before anybody could clip it. Okay? Did it show? Oh my God. We're almost at 30% funded today. What? Rachel, did you see this? We're almost 30% funded. We're almost funded to 30% on Kickstarter. What the hell, guys? Thank you so much. Oh my God. I had no clue. We were just having a good time. Dude, seriously, thank you. We couldn't make these without you guys just because of how expensive it is to publish ourselves. We're not using a publishing company. We're not reaching out to anyone to sponsor this. We're we're just trying to do a cool thing for you guys, and we really hope you enjoy it. So, you know, if you've backed today or you've helped us in the past, like, thank you so much. Seriously, we wouldn't be here without you guys. So hopefully we can get this all the way through to 100%. And you know, I think we'll get there. We have a really cool community here. And yes, the last cookbook is still available on the website, but we're really focused on this one. So, all right, let's switch back. Because I said all that without looking at you guys, and I was looking at the camera the whole time. Saturday, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the Toji Diet goes live. That video will have the main video of 54 minutes long, and then 5 companion videos that are all street food recipe videos, and they're all linked to the Toji Diet. That way you guys can go through and pick and choose which recipe you want to make, and they're not in an hour-and-a-half video. Hopefully it's better for you and your viewing experience, so this way you can just pick and choose the things you want to see or you want to watch and the things you want to make. So with that, we're gonna, what time is it? 4:40? I'm gonna go play some Commander. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Thank you so much for those of you who supported on Kickstarter. Like, that's incredible. Everything will be signed. Anybody who backs on Kickstarter, all of it's gonna be signed. Maybe I'll make a clay replica of Gandalf's paw, and we'll stamp the books. I don't know how to do that. Maybe we can figure that out. That'd be great. My name is CHEFPK, and remember, keep playing with your food. I was gonna say welcome to class, but class is